Today, I'm going to be breaking down Me and You by Tems, where, as usual, I'm going to be talking you through the various elements that I'm picking up on as we go through it. Okay, so this track is absolutely stunning in my opinion, both vocally and instrumentally. Vocally, they are big, wide, fat, present, filling up all the space on the track, but also the way that Tems actually plays with the vocals, giving us softer elements all the way through to those kind of stronger, louder and harder elements of the track, bringing emphasis and meaning and emotion to certain words, sentences and phrases. On the production side, we've got things like conflicting rhythms. We've got subtle elements in there that make a real difference to the track and are actually quite clever, all the way through to significant changes that happen in the second segment of the song. And we are going to be delving into all of those things in today's video. Right, let's get into some music.
Decision. This is my decision. I don't think you listen. You listen. I don't think
there's something happening in the background which bangs.
For me to come out, it must mean I'm not the dog. It must mean I'm not the same. It must mean I'm on your case. For me to come out, it means that I'm not the dog. I want to show you my world. Give me one break, I need faith. Faith to believe you, faith to receive you. Give me something I'm lacking, I don't need nothing. You are my everything. Only me and you, only me.
Okay, right, I'm going to stop it there because we are about to get into the chorus. So let's cover off what we've had in the intro and in the first verse. So we're going to kick off with the intro as we always do. And there are a couple of things that I want to draw your attention to. So the first one is the vocal sound that we get at the start. It's an ooh sound. It's only in there momentarily and then boom, it's removed from the mix. We've got the guitars in there. They're driving the main melodic element of the track. But one thing I definitely want you to pay attention to is what's happening further back in the mix. Very subtle, but what you can hear are these vocal samples, these but along with that, you've also got a percussive element in there as well. Now, what's particularly interesting about that is that if you listen to that rhythm and then you listen to the rhythm of the guitar, they actually conflict. They're on different rhythms. And this is something that's called polyrhythms. And it's essentially where you have multiple elements that have conflicting rhythms, but when they're brought together, they actually work. Now, the next thing I want to draw your attention to here is Tems' vocals. Big, fat, wide, present, filling up all the space on the track. This is adding richness, it's adding texture, but it's also helping to convey the emotion and the meaning behind the lyrics. We then shift into the first verse. This is where we get the remaining percussions. But if you notice, there's no big snare hits. Further on in the first verse, so the second segment, we get the bass. But again, just pay attention to Tems' vocals, the way she's playing around with them. We get softer elements, but then we also get stronger and louder elements. And these stronger and louder elements are bringing emphasis to important words, key phrases, and sentences within the lyrics. Let's go back. Let's listen. Right, vocal sound coming in first, followed by guitars. Right, hear that sound? Guitars are in now. And listen to further back in the mix. Vocal samples, percussive element.
This is my decision.
Vocals, big, wide, present.
I don't think you listen. your lesson. I don't think you listen.
Right, beat coming in.
To come out, it must mean I'm a teacher. It must mean I'm not the same. It must mean I'm a
no big snare hits.
For me to come out, it means that I'm
no bass either at the moment.
I want to show you my world.
Right, bass coming in. Boom.
Fair to believe you, fair to receive you. Give me something I'm lacking. I don't need nothing. You are my everything. Only
chorus.
Me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me, only you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only make me your matter. Make me your.
Okay, right, I'm going to stop it there because we are about to hit the second verse. I can already hear some of the significant changes that have taken place in the second verse. So let's cover off some of the shifts and changes that have occurred within the chorus. So there's really only three main things I want to draw your attention to in the chorus. Now, the first one is, if you cast your mind back, right, you remember I said to you that there were no big snare hits in the first verse. Well, boom, we enter the chorus. What do we have? Big fat snare hits. And that's really helping, or at least contributing to kind of building that chorus up, making it sound a lot more fuller. Now, the second thing that I want to draw your attention to is we get an additional layer of guitars, but they are very subtle, so you're going to have to listen really hard for those. And then the third thing I want to draw your attention to here is the vocal snippets that we actually get. And I'm calling them vocal snippets because they're not really ad-libs, really. They're not kind of vocal runs. They are just these kind of short, sharp, punchy vocal snippets that are just lying underneath the chorus, but they're continuous all the way throughout. So let's go back. Let's listen to that.
Give me something I'm lacking.
Right, chorus coming in.
You are my everything.
Right, here we go.
Only me and you. Only me.
Big snare hits. Listen.
Only me and you. Only me and you.
Underlying vocal snippets.
Only you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only make me your matter. Make me your matter. Make me
That
your
bangs.
matter. Show me your substance. Make me a person. Make me a person. Give me one break. I need fair to believe.
Smart change there.
To receive you. Give me something I'm lacking. I don't need nothing. You are my everything. Only me and you. Only.
Okay, this absolutely bangs, man. Vocal-wise, production-wise. We're about to hit the second chorus, and there are some significant changes that have occurred within the second verse. So let's cover those off. So let's kick off with the most obvious and the most prominent change within the second verse, and it's the synth bass. Cast your mind back to the first segment of the track, which was the intro, the verse, and the first chorus. We had much more of a live bass. Here, we've got that dirty, strong, rhythmic synth bass, and it absolutely bangs. It's just an awesome change to bring in. Second thing is the guitars. We've got a different rhythm. We've got a ding, 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 ding. In the second verse, in the first segment of the track, those notes were much more kind of longer and drawn out. Third thing to pay attention to, and this actually happens both in the first and the second segment, but cast your mind back to what I was saying in the intro where I said to you we've got these subtle like vocal samples that happen, this Well, actually, they're now more prominent in the second verse, and believe it or not, they've actually been in the track the whole way through. It's just that within the first segment, they were being masked by the percussions. But here in the second verse, much more prominent, much more present. Now, what absolutely bangs is when we hit the second verse, they switch us back, right? We get the live bass back, but also if you listen to the second layer of the guitar, it changes again. We go back to those more kind of flowier, longer and drawn out notes. Let's go back. Let's listen. Right, second verse coming in. Here we go. Listen to that bass, mate. Those guitars. Listen to those vocal samples. Now it's going to switch. Listen to the bass now, different. Listen to those guitars. Back into the chorus. That rhythm's back in the guitars. Okay, right, so before we go ahead and see the track out, because we are coming to the end now, we just had the bridge there. So let's just very quickly talk about that. So this bridge is very vocally driven. And we know this because when we hit the bridge, the percussions are immediately removed. Now, another thing to pay attention to here, which again drives that kind of vocal element, is that you notice that the lead vocals, they kind of take a step back in the mix. They're still there, you can hear them, but they're not fully up front like all of the lead vocals have been before it. But what also happens is we get another layer of oohs come in, like ooh, right? They come in and they start almost at the same level as that lead vocal where it's just a little bit back. But as the bridge progresses, what you begin to hear is them kind of come much more forward within the track. So let's just go back a little bit just so we can hear that part of the bridge, right? Right, it's coming up. Gone. Hear the oohs. They're going to come forward. Hear that? Whereas the lead vocals now drop back.
Only me and you.
Yeah. Okay, right. This absolutely bangs. So what they're doing here, we're in the outro and we will just see it out. I just want to mention something real quick. So now they've actually made it kind of percussion driven. So the bridge was vocally driven. Now the outro is percussion driven. And we know that because one, the percussions are really, really, really big. But also what we're getting chops within the percussions as well. But also you notice that those vocals are still dropped back. So let's just go back very quickly. Listen. Listen. How big the percussions are. There's some cuts in there. More cuts. Boom. Guitars are coming in now. Absolutely bangs, mate. Okay, that's it for me. If you want to see more breakdown and analyses videos, there'll be things popping up on the screen right now. Other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I will see you in the next one.